and of course I'm talking about my journey through music and stuff like that. But the most important thing is shall I tell you, really, as a child, where my journey sort of really started. I think I've shared this before on air, but a lot of music in my house when I was young was brought in by my brother and sister. My brother was a big fan of Punjabi music. My sister was a big fan of Bollywood music. So they always used to, and in them days you used to have to buy the LPs, vinyl, and we used to have, a lot of you will remember the old radiograms. And when no one used to be around and my brother and sister were around, I used to sort of listen to their music, Punjabi and Bollywood. So I had a lot of influence on me in my early life. The other biggest influence in my life, of course, is my mum. Yeah, she gave me so much sort of insight into our religion, into Sikhism. And I can remember when she went to take Amrit, I went with her as a child and sat there with her all night, and she took her Amrit Chakya when she came out, you know, and I saw her in her Idakande Namarup. It was wonderful, and you know, I felt really proud that day as a little boy, coming back from the Gurdwara with my mum. But then, you know, in our house, Bani Yeri Sigi, Svernu, Shamnu, you know, without fail, Mum would get up in the morning, get us all ready, get us wherever, you know, Dad would be off to work, brothers and sisters off to, and I'd be off to school. But first thing in the morning, you know, the Barney would be playing in the house, and in the evenings as well. So it was a dedication. And of course, my dad, all of his life, worked very hard. You know, until he retired. He was one of those men, you know, from back home in India, even when they was ill, they wouldn't take a day off. That's my dad, 7 days a week without fail. So the whole of my life really was shaped up, you know, from the influence of my mum, my dad. My mother gave me my religion, my brother gave me my Punjabi music, my sister gave me my Bollywood music, and my dad gave me the basic needs that you need, you know, a warm house, a shelter, and everything else he could provide for us. So without them, you know, today, you know, I really excuse me, but from the bottom of my heart, you know, without those four people who have really influenced my life. Another person who's sadly not with us anymore is my brother-in-law. He passed away some years ago. He also, he was the one that sort of introduced me into early A.S. Kang music, because I'd never ever heard of A.S. Kang before that. And he was a big fan, and he used to listen to all of A.S. Kang's music in the early sort of 70s and 80s. So he was the one responsible for introducing me into A.S. Kang. So all these influences put together had quite a sort of profound impact on my life and how I was brought up, and you know, and it did. And you know, from an early age I always felt, you know, we was different. So of course we was different, because up Punjabi se, you know, we was here, you know, and like I said, my mother and father never come here, you know, I would have never ever achieved half of what I have in this country. So, you know, I really, you know, from the bottom of my heart, thank my mother and father, my other family members, and of course all my friends, colleagues, you know, have been here on radio, you know, on radio, off radio. Some of the guys in the music industry have always sort of supported me, you know, and messages are coming through today, you know, Mustan Singh Hira, thank you very much. Kal Jira, thank you very much. Bindaman. Sanjay from the Friday Night Show. Sanjay, thank you very much for tweeting. Respect to you, bro. And like I always said to you, stay true to your art. That's what I will say to you. Sajjana, you know, be true to it and you'll go places. Butta Pradesi, Jazz, who sent a text in, Jazz Uppal and the Uppal family. Amit from Cloud9, thank you very much for all your messages. There's loads more coming in. We'll carry on reading. But then let's take you back to the 80s, and the first time I ever saw Malkeet Singh was at the Dome. We did a gig at the Dome, and he had a little PA, and that was the first time I ever saw him. But if you remember his first album, I'm sure a lot of you will,